Hello. So, if you're jumping into this video without having seen the introduction to Synergy, then you're going to hear a lot of things you've already heard. We're dealing with not a lot of matcha tea left. That's what we're dealing with. Hey, we're looking at the SYN-2 by Synergy. Now, this is a whole system, and you can use parts of the system if you so choose. Now, a great companion to the SYN-2, which houses two of the Synergy modules, is of course the SYN-5050 power amp, because it gives you a 2 rack space 4-channel amp, Midi switchable, with the sold separately, I think it's called the R5 foot switch right here at my feet, which right now, wait, there you go. That actually can access all 4 channels and the bypass. Now, you can use any other MIDI foot switch as well. Channels can also be picked on the back. So the big thing about it is flexibility and housing preamps from many manufacturers which are involved in the system, meaning Bogner, Sound City, 65 amps, Friedman, Morgan, Engel, Metropolis, and all these others. They're involved. They love the idea, and they're also, which is important, getting paid. Okay? It's not a digital rip-off where we call it Engel with an A instead of an E, and all of a sudden Engel doesn't get any money, which again for me is an important aspect. Now, the very special thing about the SYN-2 versus the SYN-1 is not that it houses 2 modules and is rack mountable. Le rack mountable. Le rack mountable in le French. No, it is the fact that it is stereo, which for me, loving stereo effects, makes it very, very special, because there are almost no stereo solutions on the market when it comes to all tube. There's, I think Koch has a couple of amps that can do it. There's the Orange Rocker 32, which is a 210 combo, which is stereo. There's the Dietzel VH4S, clocking in at like $4,000. It's a VH4 stereo. But other than that, nothing. Now, if you buy a BE and you want that stereo, you're going to have to go take the preamp out, feed that into another power amp, and then it dry, wet, something. So it gets complicated. Now with the SYN-2, it gets easy. Put the preamps in that you like, change them anytime. It's stereo right out the box. If you get the 5050 with it, you actually also have a stereo power amp, le power amp. Can be bridged to mono, which it is right now. We're not using it in this video. And the cab has a mono input in the middle, and then right next to it, left and right, stereo inputs, meaning this right here, see what I did? Can be a full stereo setup. And how small it is it? 4 channels, your choice, power amp into this, 2 mics in front of it, bam, there's your full stereo setup. Now for a studio, even le couleur, meaning cooler, more cool. Is it cooler or is it more cool? This is cool already. No, that's cold. Damn it. Le English, c'est très difficile. Difficile, that's it, not difficile. Difficile. Where was I? For a studio, just get the SYN-2, get the preamps from amazing brands, put that right in front of you in the rack, load it up, change it as you please. If Blue Sky comes, put the right ones in, put your left foot in, no. And wire it up to your rack-mounted, let's say TC G major effect, to your Eventide, to your whatever effect you want, or to your Lustreimann, because it is fully stereo with stereo out to the power amp, but also 2 XLR outputs, as you can see in the video right there, with speaker simulation. You can turn that speaker simulation off if you want to use a speaker simulation that is of higher grade and uses impulse responses, and we're going to do exactly that. We're going to use the Torpedo Studio right after we tested the internal ones, where we can also have power amp simulation, which we're going to do. You can pick your power amp tubes, and you can pick a left and right speaker that are even different if you wanted that. We can do that. And you can pick that all on the screen. You could even run it into a Torpedo wall of sound, which is software that can do that, and it's free. Actually, I'm not sure the wall of sound is stereo. Actually, you just use 2 of them. It's software. So we're going to use the Torpedo Studio to do that. But first, we're going to run it with the built-in DI. No 50/50 in this video, no actual cab in this video. We're going to use simulations. If you want to hear what the modules sound like with an actual combo, an actual amp, and DI, and impulse response, and this setup, please watch the individual videos for the modules, because in those I'm going to go through everything. So for the sound, with this setup and every other setup, please watch the individual videos of the modules. Right here, we're just going to look at the SYN-2 and the capabilities in stereo. That's what we're focusing on here. Now, I already said for a studio application, this is great. Put it in the rack in front of you. Use DI sounds. Tube in here, rest simulated. Now, I think this is going to be one of the go-to rack units for touring. Right now, people use their 3-unit, their 3-unit Kemper. Not that the Kemper is bad, I just don't like the company and the philosophy behind it and how they approach other companies. They're impolite. That's the problem I have. I have no problem with the sound. I can't really tell too much about the sound. I have problems with the ethics behind the company. This company works with the real manufacturers. Kemper doesn't. Kemper rips them off. That's just one guy's opinion, that's it. But here it's the real deal. So Kemper uses up 3 rack spaces. Now imagine you had 3 rack spaces of this on tour. 2 SYN-2s and a 50/50. Now that means 4 amps times 2 channels. That gives you 8 channels right there. 8 channels, 4 different amps, pumped into a 100 watt or stereo 2 times 50 watt power amp. Gives you a rack this high, put an effect above it. So we're talking about 45 rack spaces, all the amps, Midi controllable. Bam, bam, 5 rack spaces. Does it change your whole setup? No. With a Kemper or a Helix or whatever, you have different cab, different power amp, everything changes. Here, what changes are the preamps. Power amp and cab will stay the same, unless you're using simulations for that. Can you follow me? It's really complicated. It's the whole setup, but you have control over it, and the big thing is, it's freaking real. It's not a simulation. Right now, we're gonna go into only the SYN-2. I have loaded up the T Deluxe module and the SLO, which is Soldano, by Soldano, into a Strymon Mobius and a Strymon Timeline. Fully stereo, going DI out of the XLR, using the built-in speaker simulation into the Apollo and, what's that thing? Cubase 9.5. So right now it's bypassed. I'm using this Quenzel M3 because it's pretty. So, we're gonna go. That's the deluxe side of the T Deluxe, and right now just without any effects. as I said, without any effects. Let's go into the T side. Blue channel on the soldano. It's a DI sound, but it's pretty good and it's usable in a mix without a problem. I've tried it. And now more gain on the soldano. And all the key changing that's happening here is totally free of charge. Doesn't really come with it, that's just me. So, if you now turn on a nice T Deluxe, and we're gonna go to a chorus right here. I love rotary. Now, getting a soldano stereo means a lot of work and extra power amps and, you know, complex setup. Here, all I do is I just switch to it and we're stereo, soldano. That is indeed very, very cool. So, what else do we have? Pattern tram usually is very stereo, more depth. So obviously delays are very cool. What do we have here? Okay, we need something way cool. Something stereo. Come on, give me stereo crap. On the T Deluxe, on the Deluxe. I was bending there. Hey, I think how good the built-in DI out works depends on the module. I think with the Soldano it works really well. It emphasizes the strength of that module. For leads, it is great. Other modules, you imagine the voicing to be different. The VH4, for example, I think you need an external impulse response to get the most out of that VH4 module. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire it up really quickly with the Torpedo and go through two modules just to give you a different idea of what you can do in the studio if you use external speaker simulation. I'll be right back. So just to show you what is possible, I switched to an AC on the left side. That'll give me nice Voxy type sounds, and then Harry Brown Eye, which is high gain Friedman goodness, on the right side. Now I'm going into my Torpedo Studio and I'm still using the XLR outs. Actually, wait, I have to turn off the built-in speaker simulation. And there it is turned off. So I turn off the built-in speaker simulation, going into the Torpedo Studio, where in addition to the stereo effect I have now, I actually have stereo cabs, meaning on the left side you're hearing a Rev 212 cab. You're hearing squeaking from the other room, which is my dog playing with a toy, which has nothing to do and does not come with the sound of this. There's no squeaking. Thank you, X. And on the right side, you're hearing a Vox 212. So by itself, even without the stereo effects, you should have a stereo sound. Maybe I should tune. Rev on the left, Vox on the right. Vox speaker, again already stereo, using the blue channel of the AC. Actually, I don't think I enabled the power amp. I'll run and do that. Be right back. Okay, I just gave it an EL84 power amp. Let's see. It was good before, but now it's gooder. Go to the red channel of the AC. it's still fun. No! That delays. Whoa! Fun! So if I go to a more subtle delay, do I even have that? I don't know, but that's just awesome. Now if I go to the brown eye, or the hairy brown eye, it's gonna scream. This one not so much because it's the blue channel which I have set up more subtly. Well, these cabs might be way too bright for that. And I'm running 84s. Let me change that, because I can. So now I'm running two 412s. The simulated power amp section is EL34, which is what we want for this sound. What you cannot do is give it, what you can't do with the original brown eye or the big brown eyes, is stereo is difficult. So I go to channel 4, because that's got gain. I mean, no, it's just the way I have it set up. They have the same gain. I bypassed it, but the loop still worked, so it continued. Awesome! So you have tails in the loop. There are many ways, as I've shown you a few. You can use a SYN-2 in the studio in your rack. Use it with a built-in DI. Doesn't sound shabby. Use it with an impulse response loader like the Torpedo, like software, like many other things, and have amazing sounds at your fingertips, real tube all the time. Use it to expand the channels on your existing amp. If you have I always use that example because it's very limited, JCM 800, but you want killer cleans. You can make your one-channel ACM J100. What? JCM 800. The sweater's way too hot. I can't think. Into a 5-channel amp, its own, which is great, and wow, and add 4 more. You know, just gotta put a rack next to it. So then, of course, it wouldn't be stereo because the JCM isn't stereo. But I hope you get the whole idea. Now, my only gripe with this system, 2 things. I said it in the other video. A, the on switch is in the back, which for a rack-mounted device is not ideal. I understand why that is. It's just full in the front. Input over there, the modules take up the space that the modules take up, and then volume and sag. Okay, there simply isn't any space in this design to do that, but the on switch would be, it's in the back. It's not ideal, but there's no other way. So I don't know if it's fair to bitch about that if there's simply no other way. The foot switch does not come with rubber feet, which this product might not necessarily end up on a pedal board where you can put Velcro on it. It might end up on the floor of your practice room or the floor of your stage, which means adding some optional rubber feet in the package would be nice, and I don't think it's an issue at all. I think they will do this. They just haven't thought of it. So other than that, this whole system is pretty flawless and will be expanded in the future, in the very near future, with modules by Engel, Sound City, Fryette, oh my God, Tone King, Bogner, so many amazing brands. So price for the SYN-2? I don't know. Find out. I have no idea. No clue. I think the modules are about $399. That's really all I have to say, I guess. And then there were animals at the end. Thanks for watching.
Sleeping by the telephone, hoping you might call someday. Treat me like a toy that's getting boring and you throw me away. I wonder what you're hiding from, wonder what the fuck went wrong. 'Cause once upon a time we were as merry as the day